Soma's ties to public security may lead to his undoing. By seizing the puppet himself, Yagami seeks to pull down the puppet master holding the strings. To do so, he forms a temporary alliance with the fugitive Koana. But Soma arrives to carve a bloody path into a hideaway no one should know about. Reiko Kusamoto's betrayal has proven more volatile than anyone could have guessed.
Hello there and welcome back to Lost Judgment. Now, last time, we managed to track down an old colleague of Soma's back from when he first started off in the group. Like way back. I'm talking like when he was still young. And had a bit of a chat with him. Met with him, had a bit of a chat with him. Turns out he kind of just turned up one day and just started helping out, and that they didn't really do a major background check on him. Now, that's just one guy's opinion, or one guy's story, so I don't know if that's completely true. I don't think that he has any reason to lie about that kind of thing. So we're going to take it as true for now. Which I find it really odd that the Yakuza didn't do a full background check on him. Because the Yakuza like to get deep inside people. Stop typing. You know what I mean? Deep into a person's history. Stop typing. So, that kind of... It gained us more information, but I think that was kind of a dead end. However, when we were leaving, we found out that the arcade gang have been attacking the Liu Mang in the area, quite like doing proper hits on them. So we went off to see, is it Tojo? I might be getting his name wrong. Tojo. So we went off to see him and found out where they're going next, where obviously the gang's going next, and that Soma was probably going to be there. So off we went to try and head them off at the pass, get there ahead of them, protect the place, and obviously attack Soma if he arrived. Turns out he didn't arrive. He was nowhere to be found, which is unfortunate. So then, the whole chain of events, we ended up getting a call from Koana, or a message from Koana, to say that he wanted to meet, and that obviously we needed to not be followed for various reasons, because obviously he is a wanted man. So we follow the instructions, disguise, secret taxi, the whole lot. Going through the sewers, everything, the whole shebang. Managed to meet up with him on a ship in the docks. Turns out it was a closed museum, like a museum ship in the docks. So we're having a chat with him, and like mostly about the health minister and getting them to turn themselves in, that kind of deal. When lo and behold, Soma turns up with some guys and takes down one of Koana's minions, who's the one who he followed. And basically Koana went on the run. We ended up getting knocked out because of an explosion on the ship caused by Koana, his escape route. For some reason Soma let us live. He just kind of left. He could very easily have taken us with him. I don't really understand why he didn't. So he just left, and obviously we left us knocked out, left us for dead, basically. Koana's in the wind again, and that's basically where the episode ended. I have no idea how we're going to get... I'm assuming we're going to have a good old fight with Soma. Now, I don't know whether Soma or Koana is going to be the final boss of this game. Probably both. We're going to fight both of them, I would imagine. I think Soma's going to be the bigger threat, though. On a personal level, I think Soma's going to be the bigger threat. However, we need to get a hold of Soma in order to find out who's pulling his strings, because Soma's the puppet, and we're after the puppet master. As the intro to the chapter said. We're after the puppet. Basically, we're after the puppet master, and we don't quite know who that is. We need to draw the puppet master out. Okay, that was a lot of use of the word puppet master. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to jump straight in. So please grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, come hang out with me as we jump straight into Lost Judgment. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. Final chapter. Darkest before the dawn. I didn't even realise this was the final chapter. I think we might have the final chapter. I think there's an epilogue. I think there's usually an epilogue, but I don't know how big that epilogue is. I didn't realize we were this close to the end.
Genda-sensei, they're calling last night's bombing a terrorist attack. The body they recovered was burnt beyond recognition.
That was a Kaike-kun, right?
Yes, that was him.
The one Yagami mentioned?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, someone really spilt the chili on that one.
Soma or RK in the article either. Could public security be tampering with the press?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't give public security that much credit.
No, I think they probably would.
If a bomb goes off in a deserted public place, it's only natural for the police to assume it's terrorism.
Right, I guess when you put it that way.
Unfortunately, even if they do identify a Kaike-kun, the ones
no ties.
Kawana and Soma, two guys who are totally off the grid. Any investigation would grind to a halt. Probably end up as another unsolved mystery.
If the public learned the bombing was tied to Ihara's battery case, jaws would hit the floor.
Yeah, but how do you make that connection?
Anyway, where's Yagami? You heard from him since last night?
No, we've been in touch via email though. He's on his way to a hospital now.
Great. What'd he get himself into now?
He's
bit
actually
of a
going
bomb.
to the hospital. Does that mean it's serious?
Don't worry, he's fine. He's just going to meet with someone about the
Yeah,
case.
we're going for answers.
Meet up at a hospital?
Reiko Kusumoto.
Oh, we're going to see her. All right. Hello.
13 years. I still can't believe it. Waking up and finding out you're suddenly 30.
That must be crazy. That must be crazy. Like,
Take your time.
going to
You'll
sleep
adjust eventually.
as a teenager and then waking up as an adult. Absolutely crazy to me.
I just need to take a quick meeting.
I'm glad you're okay, kid, though.
Now put
Really
down
am.
that mirror already.
You're a fine young man. Like, I don't even know where you would begin. Would you have to go back to school? Also, you'd have to get back to school to finish his education. You have to excuse me for not being out in the open.
So, you sold Kawana out to
looking
public
rough.
security because Mitsuru-kun woke up.
Yeah.
Does that about sum it up? You waited 13 years for Mitsuru-kun to wake up. If you turn yourself in now, you'd lose him all over again.
Definitely would.
There's that. Yes,
I would play a factor in it.
going forward. He needs to stand on his own 2 feet and rebuild his life. It'll take time. And lots of it. There's no real end in sight. He's at a disadvantage as it is. And to brand him the child of a murderer on top of that,
There is that.
I couldn't.
I just like him waking up does change a lot of things. And I understand her reasonings behind it. But it's like selling the guy out. Although the guy she's selling out is not exactly a good guy. That's the point. That's the confusing thing. The conflict.
Finally, he's woken up. Doesn't this change everything?
Yes, it does.
I think you may want to reconsider what you told me, Kusumoto-san. Alone, I'm sure you could have lived with the weight of your choice. But
Bit of manipulation.
now you have something you'd sacrifice everything to.
It is very much a manipulation, but I understand. I understand her reasonings. I don't agree with them, but I understand.
Warning. You're going to have to be his shield, Kusumoto-san. We'll do it together. With your cooperation.
So we're going to end up taking down another health minister. Because we did took down health minister in the first game.
I have to do what I can to protect him.
I suppose so, but you covered up your crimes and it was Sawa-sensei who got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, she paid for
On top of that,
crimes.
Akaike-kun's throat was slit last night. Now he's dead too. Kawano will be another body for the pile soon. Hell, maybe I'm in trouble myself.
Yeah, you know,
How was
all
he?
get taken down.
Well, as soon as
Angry?
RK showed up for him, he knew you'd stabbed him in the back. I can't really say how that made him feel.
It
Until now,
seemed
he was
hurt.
adamant about ensuring you stayed.
Definitely seemed hurt about it.
He said no one could blame you for what you did to Shinya Kawai. Kawano put his life on the line for you. You failed to silence him, and you let him get away. That means whatever happens next, it's his move. And whatever he does to you, none of my business.
Hands off. Oh, going hands off on
As
it.
for me, I have no evidence on Kawai's murder, so you're off my list too. I only came here today because I wanted to know why you betrayed Kawano. That's all. I hope Mitsuru-kun has a speedy recovery.
He's harsh. You know, Yagami's harsh and critical, but he knows when not to play and when not to push things. What makes him good. Sometimes the only way to win is not to play. Time to come up with our plan of attack. I'll go hatch it out with everyone at Yokohama 99. Alright. So I guess we're going back to the clubhouse. On a skateboard. I never actually found out where we're doing these points. Okay, we're just going to run through. Whee! Can't see any bad guys though, so I don't think we're going to be running into any fights. Never mind, there's some guys right there. Some kids. Hi! Oh, I'm still in boxing mode. Let's just get your minions out. Just hook that. Oh, Shimazu, you got a little bit angry there for no real reason. Whoa! Hey! You got one hit in.
What a waste.
It was a waste. You managed to get a hit in though, so credit to you. What's that? Oh, invincible. Alright, it's the first time my inventory's ever been full. And we're back. I actually went and sold, at the local pawn shop, I went and sold a whole bunch of, like, I'm going to say useless junk. It's probably not useless junk. Probably used for crafting. I've never done any crafting in these games. And I might be missing out. But I sold a whole bunch of stuff, so I've got some free space to pick up more random crap. Hello, doggo.
Back already, Yagami-shi.
Yes, we are.
How are you feeling after last night? That shockwave from the blast took you down.
It did very well.
Oh,
very
yeah.
much so.
That was something else, I gotta say.
I don't think it's gone through many explosions.
Kamurocho's finest detective never fails to impress.
Doc, you made it. We've been asking around if anyone's seen Kuwana.
Anyone
I don't wanna
since?
know how that went.
No leads, huh?
No, nothing at all.
Pretty much. Doesn't help that Arcade's crawling all over the place right now. Soon as they spot Kuwana, they're gonna make their move.
So it's kill on sight, basically. Or attack on sight.
Kuwana gave this to me yesterday.
Isn't that Toshiro Ehara?
Yes.
Kuwana-san called you out there just to give you this?
Yep. He told me to give it to Ehara.
What the? Oh man, it looks like it's cracked.
I mean, it wasn't before the explosion.
Get it, Tsukumo?
It wasn't cracked before the explosion.
Certainly.
Or was it?
Not
I don't think it was, you know.
Ehara till you know what the deal is?
He won't mind, will he? Besides, I damn near got blown up.
Very true.
Speaking of, Yagami-shi, what's the status of Ehara's sexual battery trial?
Saori-san's preparing for the appeal. Still no date, but the courts are working as fast as they can. If they accept the case and it goes to trial, they'll find out about Kuwana one way or another.
He'll definitely make an appearance. Or his name will make an appearance at the very least.
Right?
Right. If Kuwana and his murders come to light, anyone connected to Reiko Kusumoto could be suspected as an accomplice. And if that happens, she'd lose any control she had over the pension fund.
Very true.
Interesting.
Everyone wants their own brand of justice to come out on top. But enough is enough. If we don't handle this, public security will take out Kuwana. And I can't let him die like that.
Then what's your next move?
What is again? What is the next move?
Sorry, son. Feels like we've come full circle.
I'd argue the opposite, Yagami-shi. The circumstances surrounding the trial are completely different this time around. I can't help but consider how grand a task simply seeking the truth could be.
We're ending right at the start.
But exposing the truth is the only way to
With
save
more
some
ammunition.
and get justice for others. We can't just stay quiet and watch.
Sounds like you're seeing the light. Detective work's not so bad, is it?
It has a certain flair to it. You gotta have the right mindset to be a detective, though.
I need to go over Ehara's case with Saori-san.
10-4. We'll amp up surveillance.
Thanks, guys.
Sugiura. Time to get shit done.
Right on.
Time to prep for Hero's appeal and camera show. Can't let Sarah-san do this alone. So I guess we're going to Gende. Yeah, going to Gende. Yeah, being a detective is there's multiple things. You don't have to just have an analytical mind. You need to have compassion when you need it. You need a whole load of other stuff. No point being a detective if you're completely unrelatable and you can't relate to people. Wait, hold on. Gender's in. We need a taxi. I'm saying I'm running down the street. We need a taxi to get to Gender. Yes, I would like to go to Kamurocho. I don't know why I was looking for Gender law officers there. Head to Kamurocho. We're going to catch up with these guys. We're going to take a walk. They're going to turn around. There's the guy stuck there. Yes, moving past signs are hard, my guy. Also, those stools are weirdly positioned outside. No, are they gang members? I want to say they're, well, guys in suits. Should probably, lady. Eyes on the road, darling. I'm just going to see how close we can get here without being rumbled. We're going to hang a right. You're going to there. Also, I thought you were going to be blind there. I thought I was going to get away with that. Ow! Smash. Broken eye socket. Didn't even break your glasses though. That's how cool I am.
Really, guys?
That's how cool I am. Smash you in the face. Didn't even break your glasses. Also, the guy's coming around this corner now. Let's just hang out. Yeah. Never mind. Alright, you're starting? They did really well with the snake style, I will say that. Legit my favourite fighting style in this game. It's the whole dodging. The whole deflection is damn cool.
And stay down.
Right. We should probably run. Make a beeline for Genda, because we've been in the we're crashing. Yeah, we've been trying to get here for ages. Is this where we're going to reach the point of no return? Is it going to tell? It's going to tell us.
Wow, looks like we've got a full house.
Definitely.
Shirosaki-sensei asked me to come by.
Nice.
He said they needed some business handled while you were out of town.
I find it hard to believe she'd put it that way.
Maybe not. Either way, I don't mind helping.
Yagami-san, you're just in time. I think we should conduct another interview with Ihara-san.
Okay.
But what will we talk about?
Yeah, what's the plan here? What's the angle?
Innocent of battery. Then we need to prove he's the one who murdered Mikoshiba at the same time. But since the murder footage isn't admissible in court, we need something more substantial.
Right, the judge said they wouldn't allow internet videos of unknown origin in court, which is valid to a degree. If you can't confirm it, then you can't use it in someone's trial.
That might mean something
I kind of agree with that.
Seen or found yet.
Verify its origin.
Ihara and just ask him?
I know it's a long shot, but yes.
I'd like to come help, but someone has to check Higashi-san's work.
Oh, really?
Excuse me? If I have to be Hoshino-kun's lackey, I'm fucking out.
I'd prefer if you address me as Hoshino-sensei.
Mouth on this kid.
Ihara only seems to open up to you, Yagami-kun. So, if you talk to him again, do you think we'll find out something new this time?
I miss the fact that she's not in this game a lot. Because I like her.
Chat with him couldn't hurt.
Sounds good. Oh, and look after Saori for me, would you?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Mafuyu, should you even be here? Won't the prosecution think you're double-crossing them?
What do you mean? I am just here to get dirt on the defense. Expect Prosecutor Takano to hear all about it.
Yeah, okay.
Guess we better watch ourselves.
Don't be
I still have some preparations.
buying.
Yagami-san, why don't you go kill some time? I'll call you as soon as I'm ready. It shouldn't take long.
Okay, so we're going to do a waiting game. All right.
I'm going to try and get in touch with Ihara's wife. Even though they're separated, Ihara may have shared details about Mikoshiba's murder with her.
Okay.
Oh, and Higashi-san will be there to help.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's actually quite cool. Higashi?
RK's still raising hell around the city. Bunch of ex-Tojo guys have been especially loud and proud. Just watch your back out there. Not that I don't think you can handle it.
I think we'll manage. Thank you for the advice anyway. Right, so I don't know what we're going to do for this period of time. We're going to walk out the street. We're going to just walk down the street. Now's probably the time I should have went and done some shopping. Actually, should we go shopping? Because we're going to be probably doing a lot of boss fights and we could probably do some more. Actually, we've got quite a bit of food, to be fair. We've got quite a bit of food, actually, but I don't think we need any. Pine candy. Or pineapple. I was going to say pine. Or pine's a brand. Alright. I thought, when it said pine candy, I thought like we're talking like pine needles. Thinking that wouldn't make a nice candy. Right, so where we're going, I'm going to walk down the street. Let's go get some stuff.
Sorry for keeping you, Yagami-san. We should head to the detention center. Where are you?
In Kamurocho. How about I take a cab and pick you up?
If you please. I'll be waiting.
We're literally just down the street. Literally just down the street? Okay. Right. So I guess we're going. I guess we're gonna go for this taxi down here, and we're gonna ride this taxi. What? 100 feet? Not even 100 feet down to Genda to pick her up. Can you let me in? Tokyo Detention Center. Pick up Saori-san on the way.
Isn't that just the worst? So the murder footage can't be used as evidence.
Very true.
I was hoping it'd be played in court for all to see.
Hey, give it time.
If it was, it would prove your innocence and overturn your battery conviction, no problem. But the prosecution flat out refuses to accept you murdered Mikoshiba. There's no room for error. You could flat out confess and they would refuse to accept it.
True, actually. Which is crazy to me.
They'll lock me up for battery, and I'll get away with murder.
Yeah. We know all about what you and Kawana planned. We just don't have the evidence to prove it.
We need something.
My condolences.
Which reminds me, you said you'd confess to killing Mikoshiba after you got out of prison, right?
Yes.
Then, as icing on the cake, you'd admit the battery charge was false and humiliate the law for letting a murderer walk free.
Exactly. The
It's an
public must know
interesting
that the law
game to
can't
play.
be trusted. Personally, I hope the media hops all over it.
I bet you do. So when that time comes, you'll need some decisive evidence of the murder so your confession holds water.
Do you have that?
Maybe you've got something like that in your back pocket already?
Clever angle. The bad reaction from Mahara. Maybe there really is some hard evidence of Mikoshiba's murder.
Because we'd sure look good if we had some new evidence to take into the appeal.
That's why you geniuses came all the way out here.
Yes.
I told you I wouldn't admit to the murder in court. I have no intention of just handing it over.
Handing it over?
Yes.
So you're saying there is.
Oh, so there is a
evidence
physical.
we don't know
There is a
about.
bit. Thank you for telling us that.
What is it, Ahara-san?
Even if there was, you'll never get your hands on it. Didn't mean to get your hopes up.
How do you know it won't? What kind of material evidence is, if there even is any, could Ihara be hiding? Still has the murder weapon? Does he pick? Did we pick?
Murder weapon. Kanagawa PD said the weapon used to kill Mikoshiba still hadn't been found.
Okay, it hasn't been found. Alright.
Yet it appears in the footage without a doubt as to what it is. A knife.
No fingerprints,
If it
though.
wasn't found at the murder scene, it's highly likely the suspect or an accomplice took it with them.
Any normal criminal would have just ditched it somewhere. Except you're anything but normal.
Would be no fingerprints on it,
You
though.
got revenge for your son, and you want to publicly humiliate
So I don't know whether that
him,
would,
letting you pull it off.
like, lay credit to it.
Point.
If you were clear to the battery charges and confessed to Mikoshiba's murder without evidence, no one would buy it. You'd need something convincing. Busting out the weapon no one's found yet would do the trick. That one piece of
True.
evidence would
Although
flip the
it
whole
wouldn't have
case on its head.
fingerprints, but it would have blood evidence on
Look
it.
at you go. Then tell me, where do you surmise I've hidden this weapon?
Well, right after killing Mikoshiba and Ijincho, you would have had to book it to Ikebukuro Station. You had accomplices with you.
And if that's the case, there would have been plenty of time to hide the weapon.
Yeah, so that's about as far as I've thought this out.
So that's probably not correct.
That's it? Then I'm done here.
Was that the correct answer? Or?
It's vanished, Ahara-san. Public security found out about him.
Oh, the eyes.
Public security?
Yes, public security.
Kawana wanted me to tell you he won't make it to the end of your revenge plan.
So, I'm the last man standing, am I? Well, he's already helped me plenty. I never expected to see him again anyway.
At this point, he won't be able to outrun them. If public security catches him, he'll get much worse than an unfair trial.
Very true.
Burying him will be the least they do.
He will be ghosted, black-bagged.
What do you
pumped for information.
What's going on?
You remember last time? If you don't recall, I said you'd grabbed a tiger by the tail.
And your tiger is public security?
Right.
Worse, in some ways.
On the warpath. Everything has to be brought into the light. We need what you did to be exposed. Kawana can't be saved in any other way.
Well, what makes you think Ihara-san's interested in helping Kawana?
I'll never admit to killing Hiro Mikoshiba in court. The system can die. It threw Toshiro away, and I won't lift a finger to save it. Kawana-san knew how this could end. We have our convictions.
So what makes him think? What makes us think that he's going to want to save Kawana? Because he's getting what he wants.
Going in, huh? And that's all? Is that what you tell yourself so you can sleep at night?
Maybe it is.
Yagami-san. Do you remember my original request to look into both the Ihara incidents?
Yes.
I asked you to look into the train event, and then I asked you to look into Hiro Mikoshiba's murder. And now, I'm afraid I have to make one more request of you. Do you still carry your defense attorney's lapel pin?
Yes.
Ihara-san's trial. I'd like you to take the floor with me to defend.
Oh, we're going into court. We're going into court, guys. I think we might be going into court.
You sure about that? You know, my legal counsel isn't cheap.
Probably not.
I'll let Genda-sensei know about the invoice.
You got it.
I do kind of wonder.
You never know when something like this will happen. Check it out. I always have it on me.
I know that.
Going to court.
You do?
That's why she asked. Is that the end? Oh, because is that the end of the chapter? That shouldn't be the end of the chapter. No fight or anything like that. So I wonder if there's a hidden thing inside that locket. Katsu and the others looking for Kawana and Ijincho. Is there anything I can do? Is there anything left to do before I go back? Right. So this is the point of no return. Note that you're in for the long haul, so you'll be able to save. You'll still be able to save along the way, but you may want to make separate saves instead of overwriting anything prior to this point. Once you start the finale, there's no going back. Right. So I have saved the game, so we can make preparations and head to Ijincho. Okay, so where are the? So yeah, I'm wondering. I'm going to finish this thought before we head back to Ijincho. I'm wondering if there's a secret. Something in that locket that he told us to give him. Maybe that's some evidence. Maybe it's like a memory card, like a memory chip or something like that, or memory card inside that locket that has the original footage, or that has the footage from the murder. And then that means that if we find that, that means that we'll have the original source of the footage, so we can then admit the evidence and the footage into court as evidence, and then blow the whole lid off it. That was my theory. I'm not going to bet money on it, but I will bet nothing on it. I'm sure I might be wrong, but I might be right at the same time. Right. So, taxi. Let's head back to Chincho, because I don't think we have anything left to do in town. For the interest of the story, this episode, I don't think we have anything left to do in town. So let's head down the street. Let's go find ourselves a taxi, head to Chincho, and let's get this over with. That sounds worse than I meant it. Gang members. Lots of gang members. Maybe we could just call for a taxi. Alright. So we're off to Ijincho. Phone call. Are you gonna answer it?
Hello?
Doc, where you at right now?
Just pulled in Ijincho.
Yokohama, actually.
Oh, sorry. Yokohama.
Spying on me, were you?
You just noticed? Everywhere you went, I know about it. And I mean everywhere.
How do you know that?
Where are you right now?
Over at the Leomong's place. Hoshino-kun and Higashi are here too.
Okay.
Right. They mentioned they were going to Yokohama to see Ahara's wife or something.
Make your way over, will you? I need a full report, and I don't want to hear you were slacking.
Well, look at you taking charge.
Anything else?
Anything else, boss?
Yeah, don't drag your feet along the way.
Alright, I'm coming. Let's get over there. This place is nice at night time, to be fair. Right. Let's take the roads. Let's skateboard down. Oh, we're literally right there. And there's also a gang right there. Are you going to turn around? You're going to be alright? You're going to be chill? Alright, you chill. I'm going to ignore that loot. I really wanted to go and get that loot, but we're going to ignore it. Hey guys! So what has been found?
Looks like the gang's all here.
Everyone but the star of the show.
That is next level ass kissing, Hoshino-kun.
Valid.
A good ass kisser is a good communicator.
Welcome back, Yagami-san.
Grab a seat, Doc.
Alright, let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Nice. So you're really gonna stand in court again?
Yep.
Just to give Sari-san some support.
Ah, I see. Does that mean I don't need to be present for Ahara-san's appeal?
Huh?
I'll best.
How would I know?
I'll double check that.
Isn't that more of a Sari-san question?
Yeah, I'll double check that.
Yagami's there. I don't see why you gotta be. You're on thin ice, Hoshino-kun. You still gonna have a job if you're redundant.
I have been plenty useful.
Yes.
At least a little.
Chill out a little bit.
Really
Lay off him a little bit.
This guy is kind of a rookie, huh?
Gang up on Hoshino.
The gangster just put the lawyer on notice.
Well, that's all I got. How about you guys?
Yes, what's going on with you guys? Better gather all the info everyone got in the Jincho and sort it out. Right. Start from the top. Where's Kawana?
Any word on where he's hiding?
Yeah, about that. We must have asked everyone in Ijincho, but we got nothing.
No one's seen him at all.
Kay's out there looking for him too. They seem to think I've still got him under watch.
On the flip side, that means they still haven't found him either.
True.
Well, yes. Although that's not much consolation.
I mean, it's helpful to us that they're not going to take, you know, delete him. Actually, we never saw him.
Alive? Yes. Unharmed? I can't say.
I mean, he could have been knocked out in the shockwave and then drowned, which would be very unfortunate. It would be very unfortunate.
Now that he knows Reiko Kusamoto betrayed him, we don't know Kawana's next move.
Is he going to go for revenge on her?
If I were in his shoes.
See, would he actually go for revenge on her, though?
The same thing, you know? He spent all that time underground brooding and shit. Maybe he's really gonna stick it to Reiko Kusamoto.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Alright, so what's next? Ohara's wife.
Oshinoku, Higashi. You two met with Ohara's wife?
Yes, what happened there?
Yeah, but we didn't gain much from it.
Turns out Ohara and his old lady don't really keep in touch.
Not really.
His son took his life.
Well, very understandable. Like, not a shock, I was going to say.
Only reason she hasn't divorced him is because it's too much of a pain to process.
She's been living in that same apartment even when Toshiro-kun was still alive.
Okay,
She
so
let us light some incense on his altar, but she was pretty vacant the whole time.
Did Ohara's battery
she hasn't finished mourning.
She didn't care her husband was out there groping women and killing bullies? Has she even seen Mikoshiba's murder footage?
Probably not.
According to her, no.
Really? That's hard to believe.
Well, there's no easy way to put it.
I don't know if she's checked out.
Given up on
If she checked out of society and checked out of her life,
I'll tell you that.
then she's probably not going to be looking for this kind of stuff. Alright, and lastly, what's the word on RK?
What's the word on RK coming down to Ijincho?
Everywhere you look, they're strutting around like they own the place. And they know our faces, too. They stare us down, but never get too close. It's fucking annoying.
I mean, yeah,
They're acting like they're here to
acting
stay.
like they want to
They've been harassing
do something but not doing something. Annoying.
Harassing how?
You know, shit like pretending to be normal customers, then dine and dashing or complaining to mess with business.
Just being assholes.
Another guy will come in and be like, need protection? And suddenly they're charging a fee.
That's some Yakuza shit right there.
Definitely. That rings so much of that rings such a bell.
Shot under the anti-gang laws.
And Soma? Is he still around town?
Nah, there's nothing on him. Even if he is, he probably went underground by now. And Soma isn't exactly a social butterfly like Akutsu. Finding him's gonna be a pain in the ass.
I think he'll come find us.
Especially if he has public security's help. Unless it's a life or death situation, I doubt he'll show his face.
I get the feeling if we bring him out to the light, if we shine a light on the doings here, he'll come to us. I get that feeling. That about right. I think I wrote that. Well,
That about wrap it
apparently that wraps it up.
Seems so. As for me, I think I'll head out and see what I can find out about Kawana-san.
Same. I just hope he's okay.
I still feel weird about the guy. Like, I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy.
Tsukumo-san and Sugiura-san do some impressive work.
Yeah. You don't hold a candle to them, Hoshino-kun.
Black belt in karate, and you never even use it.
Well, I'm just more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy.
He's the guy in the chair.
Anyway, I'm heading
Well,
back to
the guy in the chair. Not for us.
Enjoy yourself, Higashi-san.
For Sari-san and Genda.
What about you, Doc? Want to call it a night? Tesso said he'll let us stay if you do.
That's
Alright.
off my back, really.
So, what'll it be?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's stay the
Really
night.
stay the night. I'll take him up on that.
Are we going to have a bed? Are we going to get a bed? An actual bed? Or are we going to be sleeping on the floor? That sounds like a drone. No luck finding Kawana or Soma. Guess that means we're done in Judgement then. Oh, it is. I knew it was a drone. Kaito playing with it. Right. Make preparations. We're going to chat to the guys first. We should chat read before we just go walking off.
Get this, Tug. Tesso asked me to fly the drone. Says it's the first time he's seen this place from above.
Seriously, it's pretty legit. I picked one up for myself.
They are kind of cool. I would be very upset about losing one. If I bought one and ended up crashing it, I would be very upset by that.
Can't tag along. Guess that means I'm helping you guys out. Couldn't live with myself if I backed out now with a fish this big on the line.
Fair enough. Thanks for helping. Right, we're going to make preparations. I don't quite know what that means. I'm assuming that means we're leaving. I'm assuming it means we're leaving. More cigarette butts. I don't know why we pick these up. Unless it's for like nicotine tobacco, like nicotine thing for extracts. Got some guys coming out the street. We're not getting out of this alley without a fight. Unless we go this way. They're gonna rumble. They're gonna rumble me. You've rumbled me. Sorry, guys. Smash. Smash. Knockout. Oh, wait. Excuse me? You hanging out in the background? A little bit rude. I think he only shot us once, so, you know, that helps. Right, so let's go this way. Alright. Ooh. Are we going to get rumbled by them? Are they going away? Sugira, you alright?
Hey, Yagami-san. You handle everything in Ijincho?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh. This is our second point of no return. So the first one must have been for the other place, Kamurocho. Because I'm assuming we're probably not going to be able to go back to Kamurocho at this point in time. That was our... So we'll finish off everything in there, and obviously this is our one for this area, so let's go. It's our second one. Yeah, let's...
Really?
I'm good to go.
Good, because Tsukumo-kun said he had something he wanted to show you.
Oh, really?
He's upstairs. You mind going to him?
I'm checking out this... Sorry, I'm just checking out this lady here. She's very nice. Come down the street. He's got to have found... I bet I'm right. He's got to have found something in the... in that necklace. Pendant.
Yes. It's about the pendant Kawana-san gave you.
Yes.
Turns out it was just a decoy after all.
Decoy?
Was that correct?
For what was inside. This.
A chip?
The cracks in the pendant were
Could I be...
SD card.
I'm such a good detective.
On it was some video data.
Video data? Of what exactly?
The murder.
It's the footage of Ihara murdering Hiro Mikoshiba.
Huh.
Just like we saw before. No additional scenes.
I swear I've never played this game before. I swear.
That doesn't make sense. Why would Kawana put his life on the line just to give me that? I mean, RK came after him and everything. And all for a video that's already all over the internet?
Yeah, but it's the original
Yes.
video.
Except the video on that card is the original. All the others were copies of this source. In layman's terms, this is the master tape. Or in film, it'd be the negative. With no additions or modifications of any kind.
Raw footage.
And how do you know for sure?
So this SD card here is a special little thing. You can't usually buy it in stores. It's called a worm, or write once, read many.
I was wondering what that meant.
Picture with a
So
digital
it's just a
camera,
brand.
The images saved on this SD card couldn't be edited or deleted. It's
Oh,
what
nice.
forensics teams use when photographing crime scenes. Which means what we have here is unaltered footage of Mikoshiba's murder.
That means...
Yeah, it would have qualified as evidence. That's what we wanted. Itchy eye.
I'd say you
My eye's really itchy today, I don't know why.
Prosecution and the judge. At the very least, it beats an internet copy with no origin.
Very true.
Hey, think this'll be enough to win the trial?
I mean, it'll do some damage.
Well, I can't guarantee that, but it does explain why Kawana-san took such a risk. The video on here is the sole original. That's why he'd only leave it in the hands of someone he trusted.
Although you got to play the devil's advocate here. Did Kawana know that we would have a look inside, like examine this item like thoroughly? Or because he asked us to give it to Ihara-san. So if we'd not given it, if we'd not looked at it, it would have went straight to Ihara and he would have had the evidence, and maybe that's his backup. Something like that. Rather than the knife, rather than the murder weapon. So the murder footage is on worm card. Does Kawana want me to use this in court?
Kawana asked me to give this to Ihara.
Oh, he's going to ask this question.
But he had to know we'd turn it inside out first. Maybe it's Kawana-san's way of entrusting you with the evidence you need?
Maybe.
After all,
would he not, like, would he have...
After him, he may
why
not
wouldn't you have just given us the card then?
And
directly.
He's on the run. He had to find a way to get that into Ihara-san's hands. Which I think is why he left it all up to you, Yagami-shi.
And it's settled. It's about time I expose everyone involved in Mikoshiba's murder. Ihara, Kawana, and his students. That's the first step to luring public security out in the open.
Oh, that's definitely gonna come for us.
Card will make that possible.
So hey, looks like almost getting blown up was worth it.
Almost.
I guess so.
Almost worth it. Please ask cat. Oh,
hey,
it's not.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say please ask cat. I thought it was gonna be Soma rocking up there or something like that.
I was talking to the MRC guys earlier. They said you'd be at this detective agency.
Yes.
Everything okay?
Well, Akane started hanging out with some shady guys. So I figured I should talk to Yagami-san about this.
Okay.
Sounds like a tricky situation. Please, have a seat.
Akane's that girl you hung out with all the time, right?
Yes, the angry one. She got along with Mikoshiba in the basketball club. She's a little cynical and she bullied Kota-san.
So, want to tell me more about these shady guys?
They're these thugs from Tokyo. RK, they're called.
Oh, okay, RK.
With her.
Okay. What else?
They got her so comfortable she blurted out some stuff she probably shouldn't have.
Oh, really? Like what?
About you, Yagami-san.
Oh.
Well, that's nothing I can't handle. But rolling with RK is bad news. She needs to stop. Their leaders are ex-Yakuza, you know.
I knew it. So they actually are dangerous then.
Yes.
What's really going on?
They asked Akane which student you cared about the most.
Oh, really? That's not good.
Kinda blurted out Kota's name.
She did what?
Yeah, even Akane knew she messed up, so she called me right after. Yagami-san, you've been mixed up with RK, right? You think they might go after Kota?
Absolutely. 100% guaranteed they're going to be going for her.
I haven't been able to.
What about Akane?
Oh, right. Let me try and call.
Hello, Matsun?
Akane, where are you right now?
The last place Mikoshiba-sensei was.
Huh?
I'm with RK. We're at the building where Mikoshiba-sensei's body was found.
Well, I guess we're going to go and pick up Akane.
Are you with Yagami already?
How do you know about that?
It's Yagami. Is Kota-san there too?
She is. Yagami-san! It's me, Kota! Please, help me!
This Yagami? Come on over and we'll play.
Absolutely.
Place, right?
Yeah, I know the place.
Not important. Better hurry, or else Kota-chan will have to entertain us. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be right over.
Stop it! No!
Don't!
What the hell do you want?
She's just a kid. She's a
find
fucking teenager at school.
I'm sure this goes without saying, but if you
We're gonna go kick their ass.
these girls are as good as dead.
Do you guys even understand what you're doing right now?
I've got bigger fish to fry. Dealing with your BS.
What's happening?
Matsu, you stay here. Tsukumo!
I'll contact Kaito-san and Higashi-san for help. And I'll fly my drone out to the scene too.
Definitely.
Perfect. Counting on you.
We're going in. Oh, Sagira's come with me. Thank you for coming to us, Matsun.
Let's go,
One of the two.
Yagami-san. Hurry up, or I'm leaving without you.
Yeah, I'm already running. I'm not already running. I don't have control right now. After go, Mikoshiba's body was found. Koda-san, possibly Akane, are being held hostage there. Well, she already said they were both there. Because we rang her and we spoke to her. Although we don't know if she's being held hostage. Yeah, I'm not waiting. Who was the one? You said that you weren't going to wait for me. You'd be like off already. I'm just, following suit. I'm going to cut this way. We're going to hang a left at the end of this street. No, I won't have time for phone calls.
What's up?
Keep moving.
Yagami-shi, this is Tsukumo. My drones just arrived at...
Keep moving.
Koda-san and Akane-san are with some men. About 20 of them.
Where's Kaito-san and Higashi?
I've contacted them. They're on their way now.
Good.
Yeah, keep moving. We're on a timer. Keep moving. You can walk and talk at the same time, Yagami.
Wanna slow down, Yagami-san?
Nope, not a chance. Not when school kids are in the mix. Also, the fact that they're really close. I suppose it's above the head. I'm going to say that they're not even seeing the drone poking through.
Hey! He's here! It's Yagami!
Yes. I'm here.
Talk. This where those RK guys are holed up? Is Soma with them?
I don't think so.
Nobody's had eyes on him yet. Just a sec. Tsukumo?
I've confirmed the enemy position, Yagami-shi.
Yes.
They have our 2 young hostages surrounded, so a head-on assault would be too dangerous. Naturally, I've already come up with some countermeasures we can run.
I'm going to say those look like flares.
You always come through, man. Okay then. Walk us through.
He's the guy in the chair for a reason. Oh, he's sneaking in.
Wow. Look who decided to show up. Too scared to come without all your little bodyguard buddies?
Not like you've got room to talk.
Yeah.
How many shitheads does it take to watch these girls?
I never thought it would end up like this. You believe me, don't you?
Now's not the time. We can talk about it later.
But we'll have to save the lecture
Yeah.
for after all this is over.
We'll have to deal with this mess first.
Be free soon. That goes for you too, Koda-san.
You so sure about that?
You kidnapped them to get to me? Well, here I am, so let's go.
Let's go.
We did lure you here, so we can beat your sorry ass to death.
Yeah.
Okay then.
So that's your plan.
So what was your plan? Throw all these guys at us as soon as we kick down the door?
We're smarter than that, you know.
Oh, you really?
We knew you'd have some backup! Here comes! Let's take out the trash!
Sugira, you alright, my guy?
Hands where I can see them! And same for you two!
Hey, calm down. I've got one more thing.
Not a big fan of guns.
Fan of guns.
Huh? Shit! Up there!
Face the wrath of Ijincho Yokohama 99! The wicked shall be smited and retribution shall be swift!
Trust Tsukumo to pull some shit like that. I love it. Kyle with the... Oh, we're ready?
Come on. Did you really think one gun was enough to take out a crew like us?
Yeah, you're not gonna win that fight.
If you did, you were wrong.
I mean, I probably would have thrown it a bit further afield, Segura, or taken the bullets out, something like that, you know.
You want to see some asses kicked?
Now it's still the mix.
Okay.
Kaito, I love you.
I want him down before the smoke clears. Yeah.
Come on then, let's go. I'm ready for it. Gashi. I love fighting with the guys. It feels like proper bro. Proper camaraderie. Fighting with the boys. I love it. Get out of here. Kaito just looks stylish doing it. Also, I think the girls might be getting smitten with Kaito. I think they might be getting a bit smitten with him, which is going to be not great. Already.
Step away from the window!
Ow. Ow. That was me. Get up, please. I don't know what you mean by stay away from the window. What are you going to do? Ow. That was not...
Here we go!
Alright. Okay. You're hitting me quite heavily with that. I don't think I can take that off yet. Hold on a second. Ow. Okay, I'm running out of health. We should probably counter, and I should probably have some food. I'm going to eat some food in the middle of battle because there we go, full health. Let's have some noodles. We've still got some karage, and I can't remember what karage actually is. Oh, we have full health. I don't know what that move was, but I like it. Smash. Ow. Higashi, a little bit of help. Thank you. Ow. That bounced off Kaito there.
We are ready to go!
Ooh, that little dive right there. Kaito. Kaito. Yagami. Ow. You beat me up. Alright. That was a little bit closer than I was expecting it to be. We need to chill out a little bit. I was going a bit too hard. Nice shoes.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You saved us.
A little bit awkward. It's a bit of an awkward silence there.
I'm so sorry.
No. I'm the one who got you into this. It's not your fault, it's RK's. But I'm next in line after them. Besides, I'm not the one you should be apologizing to.
Yeah, you know, you blurted out Corda's name. She's the only, that's the only reason she's here.
I'm really sorry. It's alright. Well, I'm gonna head home.
You should probably not go that way because Soma's suddenly here.
Soma?
Hi.
What? Who?
Kane, get back!
Huh?
He's a bit too relaxed.
What are you trying to pull?
Oh, I'm just here to talk. To be honest, Kuwano's put us in kind of a tight spot.
Probably, yes.
How so?
Well, he's got Kawai's body, Reiko Kusamoto's victim, hidden in a freezer, of all places.
Yes.
Been on ice for what, 5 years? You know about this, Yagami?
Vaguely, yes.
Problem is, he's planning
No
to
idea where it
reveal
is.
its location on the internet. If that happens, Kusamoto-san will be ruined. No doubt, her fingerprints and other traces
What's that
are all
flies
over
around
the
you?
corpse.
Yeah, but that's for the better. Means she won't have to listen to you.
Valid.
Reiko Kusamoto is a capable woman who can swim with the tides. She's irreplaceable. It would be unfortunate to lose her over some lowlife she had to put down.
Well,
She's on our
valid for your part.
And she's
we don't care about that though, do we?
So it's your duty to protect people like that?
I protect order, not people. Consider me a necessary evil.
Necessary evil?
That's right.
Quite a few of them in the world,
Gone
unfortunately.
undercover, the Tojo clan's ex-Yakuza would be spread all over by now. If that happened, we never would have been able to track their current activity. That's why I created the RK network. To keep Kamurocho's underground under control.
It's a smart move. It is a smart move.
Less messy than wiping them out indiscriminately.
Control them.
But in the shadow of order, there's always a pair of dirty hands.
Right. Kawana said something like that too.
Are we actually going to fight right now? Or is he going to leave
But
us?
there's one difference between the two of us. It's that I find my work enjoyable. It gives me purpose. When I
A
dirty
little bit
my
weird.
hands, it's in the service of order. It goes back to a necessary evil to maintain peace in this country. In my eyes, peace does require violence. It only works when killers are below the surface, keeping it afloat.
Sawa-sensei too? Is that the peace you want?
Yeah, we still need revenge for that.
Yoko Sawa? She did have to die. She almost connected the Mikoshiba case to Kawana. She was getting very close to it. She may even have figured out Reiko Kusamoto was involved. The fewer people who know a secret, the better kept the secret stays. I don't remember even hesitating on that call. And I think that means... Well, you guys won't like hearing this, but it was justified.
You asshole!
Whoa!
Justified. It was not justified.
Now, I haven't finished what I had to say.
What the fuck?
Did I mention how much of a pain in the ass Kawana made this? He negotiated.
But I mean, you don't have to.
Using Kawai's body as leverage over us.
What?
So relax, would you? I don't plan on killing you here.
Then why even show your sorry face?
I mean, to let us know that. Because he's a bit of an egotist.
Right. You know, the groping thing. I've come here with a request that I hope you'll consider.
This from you?
Reiko,
Do you think we're ever going to consider a deal from you?
That shouldn't be so hard, right? Shirosaki-sensei would have to agree to this too.
And if we were to refuse?
Nothing. It's Kusamoto-san's request. She's asking nice.
What?
Oh.
A mother doesn't want her child branded a murderer's son. Could you give her that much? And that's all. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, huh?
You'll get yours.
Why put off what we can settle now?
I'll be seeing you again.
Soma!
You bastard. You absolute bastard. Why is your shot?
A paint gun.
Oh.
You okay?
I thought it looked a bit orange.
That son of a...
Well, hell, that's gotta hurt. But a bruise sure beats the alternative, right?
Yes. Why am I bleeding orange? Okay, that had me. I thought they were going to go there.
Good with that
I thought he was actually going to shoot a child. I know she's like 17, but she's still a child.
If Soma hadn't been packing a paint gun, that would have been really bad. You two are more important than him. I should have prioritized protecting you.
Yagami-san.
You've been brave. I'm sure this was really scary for you. We'll need to do things one step at a time, Kaito-san. We can't tackle it all at once. First thing, Ihara's groping appeal needs to become a murder trial that outs Kawana and his students. That way, if public security is our real enemy here, we'll have the prosecution and the courts on our side. That'll be on me. I'll reveal a truth no one can deny.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much your specialty. Send that asshole to jail for good.
You've got this, Yagami-san.
Whoa, this is crazy. Why is it so hot? Am I right?
Just a minute ago, she got shot. And now look at her.
She had to break the mood. She had to break the... I like that. She... She's a fangirl over Sagira. That's going to end badly, Sagira. Don't play into that one. That's going to end badly. I know you're a young kid. You're a young bloke. A month? Wait. A whole month.
Hello? Yeah, I'm getting ready now, Sari-san. Oversleep? I would never... Okay. Yeah. Alright, see you at the courthouse.
Guess we got a badge. Oh, sorry, we're pin. Apparently I get wrong for calling it a badge. Okay, time for Ihara's appeal trial. Better take Cap to the courthouse. We're looking fly. We are looking fly. Let's go. Again, I really like the sparkliness on his top there. I'm gonna have a drink. Oh, we're waiting for this.
Violation of Shinjuku Station's anti-nuisance ordinance. The defendant of this appeal is active duty officer Akihiro Ihara. He was previously convicted and sentenced to 6 months.
Who's this? Is this us?
However, the defense wholly rejects
it is us. I didn't recognize his voice there for a second.
The prosecution points to 2 pieces of evidence to prove the defendant guilty. One is the security camera footage from Ikebukuro to Shinjuku Station. The other is fiber traces from the victim's undergarments on the defendant's hand. The defense maintains this was not sufficient evidence to issue a guilty verdict. We have prepared counter-arguments to each piece of the prosecution's evidence.
How does the prosecution respond?
We maintain the original sentence was perfectly adequate. That is all.
I mean, of course you would.
Then first, let's examine the security footage from Ikebukuro and Shinjuku Station submitted at the first trial. This is footage of Ikebukuro Station on October 7th at 7:43 a.m.
You'll see
the individual
Sari Sensei, doing a thing.
Believed to be the defendant.
She's a good lawyer. She is.
Remains in the area for over an hour, watching as countless trains make their stops. At 9:06 a.m., he locates the victim of this case, then he boards the train and pursues her. This footage of the station platform is from when the suspect and victim board the train car.
We already saw this during the first trial. Let's not be redundant.
However...
Of course not.
They should bring it up for a reason.
The victim claimed the defendant moved in a suspicious manner once the train left Ikebukuro Station, ultimately placing his hand under her skirt. After they arrived at Shinjuku Station 6 minutes later, the victim gathered her courage and grabbed his hand. However, there's a possibility the offender seen here is not the defendant himself, but a different person entirely, a stand-in.
Absolutely. How do we prove that, though?
The goal was to disguise this event.
I can't remember how we proved this, though.
For the murder which occurred in Yokohama that same morning. In other words, this instance of sexual battery was a conspiratorial fabrication, the original verdict was issued without taking this into consideration, resulting in an inadequate trial.
A little bit thin. Looks like Sarusan started the fire again.
This is merely speculation. The defense has no proof to support these claims.
You're not going to stand up?
Precisely the issue.
Yes, there is indeed no definitive proof that confirms the existence of a stand-in. However, the notion itself cannot...
Is Kawana going to come into the courtroom?
With all of the prosecution.
Is he going to come in and not say turn himself in, but is he going to become a witness?
The assailant fled the train and was caught shortly after on the Shinjuku station platform. Many nearby passengers filmed the scene, which then circulated throughout Japan. The impact may have been greater since the defendant was an active duty officer.
There's our journalist friend. Haven't we had any deals with him this time?
Was the defendant. Upon arrival, station police arrested him and immediately performed a trace element inspection. With that said, there's a very real possibility the offender who ran off the train was an entirely different person. We have the evidence to prove that.
We do? There are two offenders dressed just like a horror. What evidence shows this took place after one of them ran? Would that be proof? Would it be the security camera thing? Also, we don't think we're on time. He's staring at me real bad. He's waiting for an answer. I think that's going to be that.
If you'll kindly look at this.
What is this? Displayed on the large monitor, please. Is that a diagram of Shinjuku Station?
Yes.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'll be correcting this.
First, the victim and the offender ran onto the platform as soon as the train doors opened. The train car they boarded is here on this map. We've marked the offender's route with an arrow. The lighter areas on the overhead view are within the security camera's line of sight. More people pass through Shinjuku than anywhere on Earth in a single day. It's packed with security cameras.
So it's very packed.
However,
when we were there.
This arrow with the dotted line reveals the existence of a small blind spot. That's where the defendant and stand-in swapped places.
I see. So you claim this was their opportunity?
Very true. This is
Yes.
very correct.
As such, I'd like to question the defendant once more over this evidence.
It's getting a little bit intense. Courtroom drama now. We're in a courtroom drama.
When you were issued the verdict in your first trial, you said the following to the judge. In a warehouse about 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. If that wasn't enough, you correctly identified the body as Hiro Mikoshiba.
Also true. That's very true.
The police had yet to do so. How did you manage to pull off such a feat?
It came to me in a dream. Strange, you know.
Oh, it came into a dream. I don't think so.
Was your son Toshiro-kun's classmate, was he not?
That's right.
Toshiro Ihara was found dead in his apartment 4 years ago. He took his own life. Afterward, the defendant sued the school over Toshiro-kun's suicide.
True.
Yes.
He knows that. Also, the guy's wearing short shorts.
School.
Sorry. I'm looking at people in the background.
My son had been bullied. Unfortunately, the court wasn't able to substantiate that claim.
And these rumors were discovered on the internet?
Are we gonna make him blow up and say something silly?
Mikoshiba-san's
Is that the plan?
Were you aware of this?
I was.
Get him angry?
Would you say you harbored murderous intent against Mikoshiba-san?
Objection. The defense's question is irrelevant. This case is to examine whether or not sexual battery took place. Also, the Kanagawa police are actively investigating Hiro Mikoshiba's murder. The courtroom is no place for baseless speculation.
How does the defense respond?
How do we respond to that?
The timing of the battery incident makes this case an alibi for Mikoshiba-san's murder. We believe there's a very relevant connection.
Very well. The prosecution's objection is overruled.
Nice, thank you, Judge.
And please keep it brief.
Just as soon as the defendant answers the question. Did you harbor murderous intent for Hiro Mikoshiba?
Of course I did.
In other words,
what parent wouldn't? To be fair, what parent wouldn't harbor intent?
On the day Toshiro-kun's bully, Mikoshiba-san, was killed, the defendant set out to synchronize the murder with sexual battery. It became his alibi for the murder, and the prosecution and the court all but approved it. A 6-month sentence for sexual battery and getting away with murder. That's all the motivation the defendant needed to fabricate this elaborate scheme. His stand-in groped his accomplice, and then they swapped places before getting caught. It's all entirely possible.
It is.
Then the defense should present some evidence to prove it.
Wrong. That's not how this works, is it? The prosecution bears
Very true.
the burden of proof.
They have the burden of proof. You have to prove that it's not happening. That didn't happen.
No groping took place. Then it's on the prosecution to refute that.
Fine. Have it your way.
The same Burger King.
The defense's argument about the security camera's blind spot is flimsy at best. While the defendant was running, his female victim was chasing after him. Surely the victim would have seen if he had switched places with a stand-in.
The victim was an accomplice.
Yet the victim provided no such testimony.
The victim, Yui Mamiya, was an accomplice in the scheme.
Very true.
Objection! This is an insult to the victim. Such claims harm the integrity of all women.
I mean, that is true. It does harm the integrity of all women, and it makes it hard, but that's not our fault. It's her fault. It, you know, if people are going to use the system to lie, then yes, it hurts the validity of all genuine victims. And that's not great. That's not a great mindset to have. It's not a great system to have. What do we do? Come back down now. How do we prove Mami it wasn't a victim but part of a conspiracy? We have reason to doubt the victim's credibility. She's an excellent liar. Prosecution lacks proper skepticism. I don't think we want to retract.
We have good reason to doubt the victim's credibility. She was all part.
I'm going to go with that one.
In fact, that's all but sure.
A 50-something man separated from his wife was driven by loneliness to harassment. That seems much more likely.
I'm going to wait. Should I have retracted that?
The way you phrase that. Is the prosecution admitting the defense's claims aren't wholly impossible?
Beg pardon?
Yeah.
The guilty verdict from the first trial was issued without 100% certainty.
True. That would do that.
Nitpicking.
No, that's valid.
If you claim to doubt the victim, then what is your reasoning?
Yes, we do. In actuality, she wasn't the only conspirator who helped stage the
We're
groping.
going to pull everyone in.
The bystander who captured the defendant, the witness who recorded the incident on his smartphone. Both men, in conjunction with the victim, were classmates from the same high school.
Yeah.
Which means, strange as it sounds, that these seemingly unrelated individuals were in fact...
Yeah, if everyone there knew each other, then that's very hinky.
It's clear that this was a carefully organized and planned event.
Our investigation discovered they all graduated from Kurokawa Academy in Tokyo 13 years ago. Additionally, Yoko Sawa, the teacher who was killed in Ijincho, graduated from the same class.
They all knew each other.
4 years ago, she was the teacher of the defendant's son, Toshiro-kun.
The chance of finding 4 people who went to school at the same time and from the same class meeting in one area completely randomly is crazy, rare.
Possibility that
some people I went to school with I've never seen again, since school.
And as long as such a possibility exists,
And the chance of running into them in like public.
Cannot be found guilty.
No, and 4 of them?
Your Honor.
Not a chance.
May I speak?
Oh, you want to speak?
What is it?
I haven't committed murder. Per my conviction, I am just a pervert who victimized a woman on the train.
Yeah, don't buy that anymore.
The defense is
Don't buy that. Imagination, eh? Then I guess it's time. Are we going to pull out the big guns right now?
Why did you agree to this appeal then?
You can ask my lawyers that. I simply didn't stop them.
You could have stopped them, though.
Defense respond.
You could have stopped them, though.
Just as the
That's the
defendant
point.
says. However, we believe his recollection may be a bit fuzzy. To refresh his memory, I'd like him to take a look at some footage. Will you permit this, Your Honor?
Or we're going to pull it. We're pulling out the original.
Please, don't display this on the large monitor. We shouldn't shock the public. It's footage of a murder.
Excuse me. Wasn't that denied as evidence?
Not this version.
As I said, this is solely to refresh your memory. It's up to the judge whether or not we show it.
Please proceed.
That's just internet footage with no known origins.
And it's not. This is from the original SSD card. It's an SSD SD card.
This is a write once, read many card, also known as a worm. The police use it to photograph evidence. Anything recorded on it is highly reliable data.
Because
serving your
can't be altered, can't be deleted.
But Koana can't wait for that to happen. And that's why he left it in my care.
Don't kill me. Please. I'm sorry. Toshiro-kun. I'll make it up to him. I'll atone for it. I swear I'll try to make it up to him somehow.
Pull out the big guns.
The rest of my life
I
making
really
up
hope
for
they
it.
don't deny this.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
It's hard to watch that, really. The poor kid. I say poor kid. He doesn't deserve to get murdered for it.
In that footage,
he's punished, yes, but not murdered.
A white raincoat you.
You could say it looks like me.
The person you killed is Hiro Mikoshiba. According to the autopsy report, he died sometime after 7:30 a.m. on October 7th. Therefore, it can only be that the person who passed through the ticket gate shortly after at 7:43 a.m. was not you, but your stand-in. As the defense, we cannot allow our client's conviction of sexual battery to stand in light of this footage. May we continue questioning the defendant?
Yes, can we? Can we admit this into evidence?
Prosecution respond.
You were very quiet.
If the footage has an irrefutable source, that alone does not prove guilt of murder. I'd just like to state that in advance.
So the prosecution is denying the murder? Remind me who exactly is defending me here?
Good question.
The defense repeatedly mentions a stand-in, but where is this person currently? Who even are they? The person on the station's security footage was wearing sunglasses, but he looked just like the defendant.
True.
We believe
Please say
the mask
Koana.
made from a 3D printer. If you look closely, the alleged defendant at Ikebukuro Station and on the train does not move his mouth at all. We learned this from sources who may have been the stand-in and the
You know, I completely forgot about that.
Then we should call them to the stand to testify.
No need. The defendant should know all of this already.
I don't know anything about it.
He said he doesn't know. So what now? The defendant admitted to sexual battery, not murder. The murder footage has excellent production value, but nothing else corroborates the defense's claims.
You really gonna...
Your Honor, I would like to request further witness testimony from the victim.
Denied. Both the defendant and the victim certified the validity of the battery, leaving no room for discrepancies. It would be unprecedented for a victim to testify further in this situation.
By that logic, there's no precedent for using battery as an alibi for murder either.
I will admit there is a possibility. but not enough to justify subjecting the victim to further distress in court. I must once again deny the request.
But
Really?
Defense,
We need to.
I've made myself clear.
Police station comes in of her own
Your Honor,
accord.
following the defendant's last statement, we have a few more questions.
Understood. Please proceed.
It's crazy that we're the defense as well. Can't know how I keep playing dumb. There's got to be something I can do. Jin Kawana. Yes. So Pride and Police. Oh, I think. Who do you think killed Hiro Mikoshiba? Let's go with the Kawana angle.
Ihara-san, you're familiar with Jin Kawana, aren't you? He's a handyman in Ijincho.
Nope. Never heard of him.
On October 7th, Kawana disguised himself as you and boarded a train at Ikebukuro.
I don't know if this is the right play.
He was the stand-in for the sexual battery mentioned earlier.
Your Honor, no evidence has been submitted to verify that statement. The name Kawana was not present on any documentation, nor was the prosecution notified.
Valid.
Kawana is the very person who encouraged the defendant to murder Mikoshiba-san.
Defense. As the prosecution has stated, no one by the name of Kawana is known to the court. We've not even confirmed if he exists. Please refrain from this line of questioning.
Okay.
But, Your Honor, Kawana is a key factor in the defendant's motive.
I think I might have got this wrong.
Son never would have killed Mikoshiba, and we wouldn't be in this courtroom. Am I getting through to you?
It could be the cop angle.
No, a Kawana.
No, you definitely do. Kawana's the one who fanned the flames of vengeance. You do well to remember that.
Okay, we can prove her and Kawana are connected by pointing to the motive of the murder. Okay. I thought maybe we were wrong there and we should have went with the cop angle. Are you proud to be a police officer? And that would lead him into a rant about the court and his plan of thinging it. That might be. What proves Ihara and Kawana had contacted in the past? Sour. I don't know about that one. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. That doesn't prove they had contact. Could it be the call? Could it be the call? Might be.
Take a listen to this.
What is it?
It wasn't just some random internet post that made you decide to kill Mikoshiba-san.
Alright, so that was correct.
Even while battling the school in court, you still didn't know for sure who pushed Toshiro-kun to his death. That's when Kawana came to you with this recording, right?
Hmm? That's... Why do you...
Yeah, why do I have that? Because I'm a detective. That's why. I'm good at my job.
Toshiro-kun came running to the roof. His face was pretty swollen. And a few minutes later, a student named Mikoshiba came up looking for him. I'll never forget the fear I saw in Toshiro-kun's face.
That's the voice of Yokosawa, the teacher Toshiro-kun confided in about being bullied 4 years ago. It was recorded in secret and played for the defendant by Kawana.
He told me about everything. The teasing, the beatings, the theft.
I think there's going to be an extended episode because we're just going to continue until we reach the end of the chapter. I think this is the last chapter, but I think there's an epilogue.
Never wanted to do that.
I think that's.
They said there was no
I think we've got a break point at the end of the chapter.
With no proof
I think there is.
After hearing this, the defendant came to believe Mikoshiba-san's unchecked aggression toward Toshiro was the driving force behind his son's tragic suicide. And ultimately, This became his motivation for murdering Mikoshiba-san and staging his elaborate cover-up. Isn't that right, Ihara-san? Is it coming back to you yet?
Is it coming back? Yeah.
Afraid not.
Oh,
Nice.
no. You need more?
Then, is that all? Can the defense please get back on track?
This recording only came into my hands by means of Kawana. Except, thinking about it now, much like the murder footage, that would qualify as an unreliable source, wouldn't it?
Yes.
We live in an age where audio and video footage can be fabricated and easily
Oh, we're playing this angle. I like it.
What are you getting at?
Sawa-sensei, the one speaking in the recording, was murdered only days ago. And the one who recorded it, Kawana, disappeared without a trace. Meaning that as far as this recording is concerned, no one is left who can prove that it's authentic to the court.
Except you. Except you. Except for you, Ihara. You know damn well everything in that recording's true.
Or is my understanding incorrect? You would say you're completely unaware of the details about your son in this recording. Kawana had it. Didn't he play it for you?
I never heard it. Regardless of the content, it has nothing to do with me.
So you say.
So yeah, so you say you can tell it's hurting him.
Let's just assume
you can
then
tell
that Kawana and I are the only
it's
ones
eating
in
at him.
possession of this audio recording. And considering that Kawana has all but vanished without a trace, that would actually make this the only copy, and me the sole owner. No backup exists.
What are you getting at?
Are you going to please
This
one?
has no value in this courtroom, then I'm afraid it's never going to have a value beyond today. And
Are you going to pretend to delete it?
related to you or this
Or you?
case.
I don't think you're going to actually delete it.
Bother you. If I were to delete it from my phone right here and now.
Why would... That's crazy.
Why? Why is that such a big deal?
Okay. Then tell me why I shouldn't do it.
Because
That was well played.
Mikoshiba was a man who should never have escaped being judged. That's the proof of my son's pain. The proof that everyone ignored. That recording is all I have left of him! I took the school to court because Toshiro deserved justice. But all they could say is that the cause of his suicide couldn't be determined. In the end, not a single person was held responsible.
We got him.
No proof, no justice. My son was hung out to dry.
Yes.
That is true.
That's all true.
All of you. You're all so incompetent. You see yourselves as these paragons of law and justice. Yet the truth slips right through your fingers. And then, my alibi made you a mockery. I made it so real. You passed me off as...
I think we might have won this case.
You were gullible. Every single one of you. Toshiro threw his life away and justice was blind to his pain. Mikoshiba walked free because of you. You condone murder and call yourselves the law. That's why. That's why I did it. I took Mikoshiba's life with my own hands.
Yep, that's a newspaper. That's newspapers on the go.
It's coming in hot. Remember that pervert cop? Turns out he's actually a murderer.
To recap, you killed Hiro Mikoshiba in Ijincho, then headed to Shinjuku Station where you and Kawana pulled off a switch, and there you were ultimately arrested as a groper.
Yes. Confirm it. Thank you.
That's right.
You lost your cool right at the end.
You bear animosity for the whole system. We can't just take your words at face value. If you're responsible for Mikoshiba-san's murder, can you bring forward any evidence, or just the murder footage?
To tell you the truth, I have something that I was holding on to for the impact that it would have.
Where is it?
It's very real evidence that the law has failed us.
What have you been hiding then? Will it prove you killed Mikoshiba?
I think it will.
Yes.
That's his basically gotcha. It's his gotcha moment.
Go to my wife's apartment. You'll find my son's altar there. In it, you'll find the weapon I used for the crime, the knife I murdered him with. It still has Mikoshiba's blood on it.
No fingerprints, but Mikoshiba's blood.
Wait a minute, Genda-sensei. I prayed at that altar.
You did.
Well, I guess you can lead a horse to water.
Very well.
Didn't even see it. Must be well hidden. I mean, it wouldn't be out in the open anyway. And who, realistically, if you go into someone's house to pray at an altar for the for a deceased person, who's going to go poking around that, and, like pulling stuff out and actually like looking for something?
Take into our own hands. That said, in the case of Ahara-san, our system failed him. We know the law strives to be just, but it failed to prove Toshiro-kun was bullied. That's not justice. Not when no one is held responsible. The law, as well as those who enforce it, are far from perfect. So to the court, I say let this case be a lesson. The law is failing to save people who need saving.
Good message. I don't know if it's going to come to anything, but good message.
Proceedings should be adjourned. At a later time when Mikoshiba-san's murder weapon is recovered, we can resume the trial.
All right.
I'm willing to do that via a special exception. Defense, prosecution. Is that clear?
That's clear.
No objections.
No objections for us.
Defense rests, Your Honor.
That note of acceptance, you did it. Ooh, boy. The way those journalists ran out of there. Missed the whole end of the trial.
Well, Kanagawa PD
I suppose I can get
residence.
the transcript.
They recovered the knife. I'm ashamed to admit that I was so blind to his scheme.
Well then, that makes two of us.
I mean, you know, we defended him not knowing it as well.
Seems I underestimated you. And the worst part of all, I was arrogant. Legal authority.
At least you're man enough to accept the fact and admit that.
Held above the pursuit of truth. I'm glad you were able to make me see that again. Thank you.
Nah.
You've come a long way.
Genda-sensei.
Prosecutor Takano's been stubborn as hell from the day he passed the bar. Once he's made up his mind, nothing can stand in his way, not even his own boss. And he only bows once in a blue moon, so I hope you remember this.
We've got to bow.
Typical Genda law. I'm never going to like you.
2 in 1 day. Feel honored. 2 bows.
You two really pulled it off. Great job.
So now we'll have Soma to deal with. Is that us? It's not us. Oh, hello.
Kusumoto, the Vice Minister.
Bondo.
I mean, her name wasn't brought up, so...
Public security?
Yes, he is.
Right.
You handled that with such grace, Yagami-sensei. It's no wonder Kawana...
I mean, we didn't mention her at all, so she asked us nicely.
Yagami-sensei, would you mind if we talked alone?
Why, though? Something we can't hear?
The more you know, the more you risk. You'd be endangering your own lives. If you're willing to accept that, feel free to stay.
All right.
We'll clear the room. At this point, we'd just be getting in Yagami-san's way.
Oh, well played, sorry. Let's get out of there. Plus, we can tell him about it later. Oh, okay. So, we now have the Soma problem to deal with. I wonder how that's going to turn up for the books.
It was nearly a month ago that Kusumoto-san received a letter from Kawana. Though we were unable to use it to trace him.
What did it say?
Soma told you, didn't he?
Oh, I forgot it's been a month. It's been a month since the... Aye.
Seeing
Since that thing.
Kusumoto-san's fingerprints and other traces were still on it.
I have
If that
it.
surfaces, the Ministry
Massage.
of Health will
Sorry.
have yet
Didn't
another
realize it was
massive
that.
scandal on its hands. As such, we'd like to recover and dispose of the body as quickly as possible. Perhaps we'll need to melt it down.
The body was originally preserved to maintain control over Mitsuru's bullies.
Okay.
I never imagined it would be used against me someday.
I mean, it was always capable of being used against you.
Me this?
Because of the letter he sent. Once Eihara-san's trial is over, he wanted to talk to you. Using my phone.
Huh?
Hmm? What craziness is this? I can only assume so.
Kusumoto-san, is Yagami there? Put me on speaker, please.
Go ahead.
So, it seems Eihara-san's trial was a big success.
Correct.
He took our failing legal system and turned it on its head. Couldn't have done it without you.
I don't know what you're thinking, but public security has to be tracing this call. You have a plan?
No, not this time. That's why I'm using my own phone. And that's just the way I wanted. Can't run forever.
Are you going to turn yourself in? You're going to...
What are you saying? They catch you, you're a dead man.
I mean, his mission's over.
That's exactly why I'm negotiating to prevent that. Kusumoto-san.
Yes.
I'll be upfront with you. I never imagined the day would come that you would be the one to betray me. But if I had to guess...
I'm getting a whole load of alerts. My phone's blowing.
If that's the case...
I'm going to ignore it.
Then Kawai's murder, your whole past. You're not the only one it stands to ruin.
I'm going to probably
If all
mute that.
comes into the light, Mitsuru-kun will be labeled the son of a murderer.
Exactly. I can't let that... That's the one thing I need to prevent.
I know. That's good.
So yeah, I just muted that. Because I forgot to mute it when I started recording.
Now on my behalf. Enough is enough. You and your son have been through enough hell. I want to protect Mitsuru-kun too. Almost as much as his mother.
Where is Kawai's body? Tell me.
I can only assume this call is being traced, so even as we speak, I'm standing somewhere very close to it.
He gave us the location. I'm going to dispatch Soma.
Oh, really?
Kawana! Where are you?
I'm in Injincho. If I take even one step out of this city, I'd be powerless. I've got nowhere else left to go.
So we're going to go find him.
Kawana!
We can work out where he is.
Kawai's body in Kawana is taken care of. I'm next on the list.
I know too much.
Bando can act at his own discretion. If he wants me gone, he'll be able to silence anyone who could know too much. Sawa-sensei was just the first victim. You yourself have sealed this fate, you know. Will you tell him? Will you tell Mitsuru-kun about Sawa-sensei?
You'll find out on his own.
Surely you know it wasn't my fault. Sawa-san's death was a tragedy. I never imagined that would happen.
Yeah, but it did though. That's the point. That's the problem.
How his death is gonna play out in a few hours? I can. But I'm not gonna let him go down without a fight. Which means... I'm going to Ijincho.
I can talk some sense into Bando. I won't allow him to kill indiscriminately.
Yeah, you don't have that power.
Please, don't go out there to risk your life.
You don't have that power to control Bando. Bando's in control of you.
That's how it works. No promises. Tsukumo, Kawana's still out in Ijincho. Soma and RK are heading there too. We need to get to him fast.
Wait, are you sure about that?
You should be able to pick up some chatter. Pinpoint the location. I'm on my way. I'll talk to you soon.
Dang, alright. We're going for it. Made it back at least. And we're now street clothes again. I was wondering if we're going to be fighting in a suit.
Tsukumo?
I see you've arrived in Ijincho safe and sound.
Eyes and ears.
What's happening? Is RK on the move?
Oh yes.
A picture began circulating on the internet not long ago. It was likely Kawana-san who put it out
People
there.
ghosting.
I just sent it over to you.
Hang on. Is this Shinya Kawai? That's his body.
Yep, a little bit frozen.
I data mined the image and found
Is he-
out it was taken just minutes ago.
Thawing
I also
out.
have the location.
Oh, nice.
It's a warehouse company on Yokohama's coast, and Kawana's uncle came up as the proprietor.
You mean Siren's owner?
Yeah, we met him before. Kwana's relative was an ex-accuser. Maybe his warehouse is the perfect place to have. Yeah, it would
Send me
be.
the warehouse's address.
Actually, Sugihara is driving there with Kaito-san and Higashi-san right now. If you want to ride, take Isizaki Road and head to Tsurukame Highway.
All right, catch him up.
Count how many times you
Got to catch up the guys.
Just trying to return them many favors, Yagami-shi.
Wait, is that them? Oh, okay. A word of advice. From here at the end, the battles will be intense. If that sounds like it might be a problem, it might be a good idea to stock up on items. Okay. I'm going to go do that. I shall see you in a little bit. Right, guys. So, I bet you're wondering why you are suddenly listening to me at the main menu and not progressing with the episode. So, what happened was, as per usual, I finished playing the entire chapter in one go. Now, when I looked at the timer, I've been recording for 4.5 hours. So my plan was to do the last chapter in one episode. We can just push through, but it lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to last. So here we are. So I've decided to cut this last chapter into 2 episodes, because it's way too long to do it in one go, and I can't really cut out that much and not completely destroy the narrative of the game in the last chapter, because it's mostly story. There's a good bit of chunk of fighting, but there's not a lot that I can like majorly cut out. So I've made the call to do it in 2 episodes. So this is the end of part 1 of the last chapter. And we're going to do chapter 2 or part 2 next time. It's already in the bag, it's already recorded. I just have to edit it and put a pretty little bow on it and do all that and upload it. So we are going to leave this here for this week. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out, come check out some other stuff that we'll have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all the support. It is much appreciated. If you want to go above and beyond on support, you can do so by opting into the membership stuff, which is down here, the join button. If you grab a tier 1, you will get your name up on the wall up here and forever have my gratitude. If you grab a tier 2, you will get your name up there as well, and you get early access to the videos. Now, at this point in time, I should be back to a week ahead of schedule for early access. So there's that. You can get it a week early, should you choose to. If you're not interested in that though, don't worry about it. As I always say, memberships are always appreciated but are never mandatory. If you just want to hang out a little bit longer, you can get access to the episode for free at a later date. Again, thank you everyone. Thank you for all the support. It is always appreciated. I do love you all, genuinely. Also, please remember to be a light in the dark for someone, because you never know when a single act or word of kindness can change someone's day or someone's life for the better, or in ways that you may never understand. And as I'll say this again, there's nothing bad about doing the right thing. I love you off the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And as always, shall see you on the flip side. Bye bye.